Hey everybody, this is Andy here, aka Montolio from Clan Magic Eternal for another Vintage Daily event. And this morning we are lucky enough to be able to play on the 8:30 event as I don't have any kids this weekend, so I joined the one yesterday as well and it's been lots of fun. So we are bringing in our workshop deck, our Forge Master Mud deck, and no real changes since over the last few events. And yeah, we are also going to attempt a recording for the first time on the beta. We've played a couple events on it now and more or less have the gist of it, so we'll see how it goes. We've won the die roll, and we will go first. And this hand is pretty good. We can do a turn 1 Staff of Nin. Now, it will be expensive to cast it, and if it gets Force of Willed, we're not in very good shape, but it's definitely a keeper. You know, if my opponent doesn't have a Force of Will here, we're in really good shape. Where it would be bad for us is if we got Force of Will and then Wastelanded the next turn. That would be very bad for us, but you just can't pass a hand like this. One of the features I found very annoying about the beta is I can't really move my cards around. They're, you know, they get all blurred and it's just not efficient to do it. Like, I don't know. You kind of got to get them the right way, but we're gonna, I guess, lead out with a couple mocks in here. We'll see what happens. See if our opponent hints that he's got a Force of Will here. Not that that's going to stop us. Yeah, and let's take it for a spin. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can get her in. This would be pretty significant if we get it. And we did. So, good news. Like this puts any turn 1 Dark Confidants to rest, things like that. Oh, we're playing against Dredge, okay. So this is obviously not necessarily the matchup that we were looking for on this pretty nice turn 1 that we had here, but we have a Wasteland in hand, and we are going to get to Wasteland him, and hopefully we draw a threat here. And we did. But Chalice of the Void is still pretty good. Let's get the Chalice out there, and we're going to set it at 1 to take away some of his shenanigans with his Cabal therapies. And we just have to really hope that he doesn't have the good dredgers. Okay, well that was really good for us. Set that at 1, and yeah, we'll just play out a Mock Sapphire. No reason not to. Now, hopefully he doesn't have another Bazaar. Okay. That is just fine. Now, it is going to equivalate the Bazaar of Baghdad next turn, but there's not much we can do about that. Let's draw something, guys. That's not what we want. That is, however, what we want. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're going to play it. And we're just going to hold back on Duplicant here. I mean, we're obviously not doing much, but As fortuitous as it has been to have a couple wastelands here and my opponent not to really have any good dredgers, it has been a little bit unfortuitous that we have not been able to draw a threat to go along with, you know, the Moxen and all these dearth of lands that we keep drawing. So, oh wow, he's got going to have access to 2 Bazaar Baghdads, which is pretty good for him. We're just going to have to wasteland that. Yeah, we'll just get rid of it. I mean, what we really need here is a Forge Master. A Forge Master is going to allow us to go and get something like a Steel Hellkite to be able to remove his guys that he is inevitably going to be creating. And so he's going to have another one of these Bloodghasts here. That's fine. And I'm just going to plunk him actually this turn. I'm really not worried about his Bloodghast right now. Alright, Forge Master please. Wasteland, nice draw. Okay. I mean, I could get his Bloodghast with my Duplicant here pretty easily. I don't think that's what I'm looking to do. At this stage in the game. I mean, it does give a level of pressure, but I think I'll just wait a little bit before doing anything like that. We're going to pass the mana. And yeah, I guess he's going to go for a Bazaar here would be my guess. And we will shoot down his Bloodghast. There's no reason to take it 2 damage here. Of course, he can just bring it back again, but now I believe we are currently running a main deck Crucible. That could be good. He seems to be pulling a lot of Bazaars out of his hat here. Okay, so he's got another one. So he's going to have recursion of the Bloodghast now pretty infinitely. Oh, okay. So we are now in a position where this is going to start getting away from us here. He's got yeah, some therapies here. He's going to be able to activate those. He does have a bridge. Okay, well, now is the time, I guess. We're in a position where we're going to need to be drawing pretty well here. All right. Okay, there's 1 and there's 2. Okay, so we're very happy to having drawn those, particularly with the Forge Master. The Forge Master is what's going to make this tick for us here. We do have enough to cast a Lodestone Golem as well, but I think maybe we just do. Because we can't stop a Bazaar activation no matter what. And at least the Lodestone Golem is offering us some level of protection here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And next turn we can Wasteland. Alright, so... see, this is one of the problems that's been identified already with the beta, is the fact that you can't really see what's going on in the graveyard without some difficulty. So 3 Bloodghasts. And we're just going to respond to this by shooting. Actually, probably should have done that pre-combat, but... or right away I should have done that before he drew. Because if he had got another bridge from below there, that could have been bad for us. Oh wow, 3 Narcomoebas. Good for him. Narcomoeba is actually a difficult card for us to combat here because I think our Hellkite is our best avenue to victory here. And we're not going to be able to get it through 4 Narcomoebas without some significant difficulty. So this is definitely getting away from us here, even though we had a very nice turn last turn. And I mean, that was a really nice flip for him there as well, so there's not much we can do about that. He just kind of had the goodness. 2 bridges now, yeah. So, yeah, very unfortuitous. We're now up against an army. The good news is he can't attack me here right now, really. I guess he can because he gets a couple tokens out of it, but... and I think we're lucky that he didn't attack there because every damage counts now. Okay. Well, it's not phenomenal, but how do we want to tackle this here? So we can get one with the staff and in. I'm trying to think of how I want to get rid of these Narcomoebas most efficiently here. I mean, I can duplicate one, and that will shorten it somewhat. Yeah, I might just have to do that. It's really unfortuitous, but let's see how he attacks too. I think we're just going to get a Lodestone Golem in, and next turn we have the duplicate as a kind of surprise factor that we're coming through. Yeah, let's get that into play. I mean, we can cast it, but I don't really think that's the route we want to go, and I think we just got a Wasteland here. And take away his Bazaar. And yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to sit back here, guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. We can't do too much. And, you know, post-combat, I guess we'll shoot down one of his Narcomoebas. Well, not guess, I will. You know, hopefully my opponent doesn't attack me with everything. He just tries to go through the air. That would be the best case situation. No, you got another bridge. And I suspect he's coming with everything here. Okay, just the Narcomoebas. Hopefully. If he attacks with all of them, boy, it's very good for me. All the Narcomoebas. So he's thinking about this here. Okay, so this is really lucky for us, guys. Now we can just take four. I think we're just going to block and next turn attack with a Hellkite. So we're just going to sacrifice our 3 Moxen here. Okay, now let's go find our Steel Hellkite. And we're going to block. And then we'll shoot 1 down. We'll take 2 damage. Now, normally this would be a real bad play because of, you know, he's losing a 1/1 and he's getting 3 2/2 tokens out of it, but the point being is I am going to be plowing through here with my Steel Hellkite if all goes well. I think the only way he could stop that is if he's some way to able to cast a Stinkweed Imp, which of course he's not going to be able to, so I feel pretty good about that sequence of events here. That was about the best case scenario for us. Okay, well, we're just going to plow in with a Steel Hellkite here. And we're going to bring in a Wormcoil Engine next turn, because he is going to try and Alpha Strike me. He doesn't really have a lot of choice here. Question is, do we want to pump our Hellkite here? I don't think so. We've got 3, 4 mana. I mean, I've got 6 mana. It's a matter of whether I want to actually cast a duplicant, and I think I will wait till next turn because he will hold back this Narcomoeba. So I will pump my Steel Hellkite. Yep. All right. Well, that's pretty good, guys. I think I'm going to shoot one of these things now. Actually, you know what? That was an error. I should have done that beforehand. Okay. So I could have removed the token. So that was an error on my part. But I feel like we're in a pretty reasonable spot right now. And I don't think he'll attack with his Narcomoebas at all here. He actually doesn't have a profitable attack any which way you go, but what he doesn't realize is we've got a Narcomoeba, or oh, he did attack. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll give him the tokens. We're just biding our life here. He's going to get a lot of tokens. He's going to bring back his guys. But we'll just keep removing his tokens, and you know, he's getting close to death here. Because I can pump. Perhaps I should have actually used my Ancient Tomb last turn to pump up, because I think I'd have him dead this turn. No, I wouldn't. I apologize, I'm so slow here, guys. Just trying to decide what I want to do here. Like with my Forge Master. And I mean, I could sacrifice my Forge Master to go and get, you know, to get rid of his bridges here, but I just feel like I've got things relatively well under control. This would entail me having to sacrifice my Thorn. He's got 9 cards in his library. I guess he can... I mean, I don't think he can do too much here. The question is, do I really care about my Chalice of the Void here? And truth be told, I don't think I do. Maybe I just go in and get a Phyrexian Metamorph. And maybe I just Metamorph my Staff. Staff of Nin would be good here, having 2 of them, and just drawing the extra cards makes a big difference. The thing is, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, so I can actually cast it. The duplicate. I think I'm just gonna, maybe I do just do it. Having the, maybe I just go and get myself a Worm Coil. Right, if I plunk him here, I put him to 9. I shoot his Narcomoeba. I can pump up 1, 2, putting it to 7. That's 8. I just run short a bit. I think I do it. Let's see how that goes. And do I just want that Staffing in? I feel like Worm Coil is really good. Right, now let me just see. If I plunk him here now, that puts him to 9. I have another one now, that's 8. 6, yeah, he dies. Right? Does he die? He's got 1. Okay, so I shoot the Narcomoeba. Next turn I hit him for 2, putting him to 8. And I have to plunk him for 8. I can't quite get there. I'm just going to get a Staffing in here. Well, let's draw a well here. Tango wire not doing much for me. And there's a Lodestone. I do like Lodestone. 2, 4, so I can hit him for 7, 8, 9. I'm 1 short, so I could have almost gotten there. If I had 1 more mana here, I could have killed him. What I can do here is I can go and get a Moxen. That's what I can do to kill him. I'll go and get a Mox. I'll sacrifice my Forge Master. Yeah, so we just get rid of our Staff and Ends and just kill him here. right? That's what we do. We just alpha strike them. Okay, let's move into combat phase. Right, now we're just going to okay, and now we are going to I'm going to leave my lodestones up to prevent them from casting any spells. Remove his bridges. And let's just get a Black Lotus, I guess. Where's my Black Lotus? Is it even in here? I don't see it. Soul Ring's fine. No, it's painstakingly slow, guys. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to play much faster post board here, but the good news is that we've got some really good stuff against our opponent here in the board, and you know, we can get rid of, you know, Sundering Titan and Staff of Nin. I also think Tangle Wire is a really terrible card against Dredge in general, because it doesn't stop activations of Bazaars. So I do like Sphere Resistance. It stops I can never think of the name of that card. I always have a brain cramp when I go to name it, but the red evoke creature that makes them have to pay an extra mana, which is pretty significant for Dredge to do. Triskelion's good because Triskelion can remove bridges by killing itself, and you know, like a couple Narcomoebas on the table, you stack the damage, and then you plunk your own Triskelion, removes their bridges and kills their guys, which is good. Staff and Nin showed its metal there. Chalice of the Void maybe is not as good on the draw. Maybe I'll take a couple of those out. Although it does get their removal, but once again, they do have difficulty getting over my spheres. And of course, as I've mentioned in many videos, I hate the synergy between Grafdigger's Cage and Chalice of the Void. Like, having all four of them is pretty bad, but yeah, this is fine. Let's take it in and hope we can get there. Yep, just fine. Where this would not be good is if we get our Grafdigger's Cage taken out of our hand, but there's not much we can do about that. Like if he's got the turn 1 Chalice, or he plays okay, so that's good news for us. And that was a pretty nice draw as well, so now, I've seen this gentleman playing Mental Misstep already. I am going to just play out the sphere here first, And then next turn I'm going to play the cage, or this turn I'll play the cage, but next spell I will play the cage. This prevents us from getting hit from a mental misstep. And hopefully we'll stop my opponent from being able to remove the cage next turn, and we will be able to wasteland him and play a chalice at 1. Okay. Oh, no dredgers. That's really good for us. If we can get away with that again here, we're in good shape. What we want to see is our opponent play no lands. All right. Another cage. What a draw. Okay. Well, let's get rid of this bazaar. That is the play we're looking for here. I still think we set our chalice at 1 here. To prevent him from having any type of removal outside of the Evoke Gentleman. Actually, no, we don't do that because that shuts off our cage. We've got to play the cage first here. And then we'll just... and, right, we just have to pay 1 extra. We've got 1. Geez, 3rd time I've clicked on it. I haven't played a land. I'm not sure what's going on here. Oh, I did. I played a wasteland. Silly duck. Okay, I was getting confused there. I'm like a little worried. The reason that I was making that mistake outside of the obvious fact I forgot about my wasteland is I found and made comments on Classic Order and the Mana Drain about the unresponsiveness sometimes when I click my lands. Like I have to click them sometimes 2 and 3 times to get them to go. And I was thinking that we had a little bit of a prolonged glitch that time. Okay, so he does have 2 lands now, and City of Brass is a good one. Metamorph. Okay, Metamorph is definitely a good one. Let's see if we can... I'm just going to play the Tomb here. Just to have as much mana available as possible. But let's try and get this Chalice out at 1. We may see a response here where he kills one of our cages. Yes, so he is going to respond. Unfortunately, we cannot cast our Metamorph here. We're just really going to have to hope that he can't get rid of our other cage. Because we obviously have to Metamorph it. And hopefully we can draw into threats. But I think this is a pretty precarious position we're in. But he does only have 3 cards in hand. 4 now. And he is casting something, so hopefully it's not... It is an Ingot Chewer. Shit. Alright. Well, I think we maybe got greedy with the Chalice there. We should have just went for the metamorph. We had an opportunity to win that. Well, that was a nice draw. It was a very nice draw, as a matter of fact. I mean, he does not have any good dredgers outside of the one stinkweed imp. He would have to remove his stinkweed or his blood gas to get this to come into play, the Icarid, and he doesn't have any bridges currently either. So, I mean, I feel like we're doing okay here. Okay, he did get an Archamoeba here. And he got a bridge, unfortunately. Now the question is here next turn is, do we just go for another staff and in? But I feel like we've just got to win here fast. Time is not on our side here. Wasteland, nice draw. Well, let's remove his bridges. I think we just want to keep the sphere of resistance up here, right? I do like the chalice at 1, but I am going to keep the chalice at 1. Question is what do we want to get here? And I just think staffing in is just a lot better. Right now, doing what we want to do. It's drawing us cards, and he's got no land, so just get rid of that. And I'm going to metamorph here. And yeah, hopefully this is enough. He's got no dredgers in his sideboard right now, or in his graveyard, so we're pretty lucky there. That was bad luck. Alright, let's get a Lotus in here. Didn't draw a threat, but that's okay. We'll just live with it. Let's just plunk him. Yep, go on. Oh, that was a little bit stupid, wasn't it? Okay, we just need to draw some. Oh, wow. I'm just going to get this thing into play here because there's no reason not to. Nope, bizarre. Wow. Got one. Bizarre does change things here. nice, Metamorph. That is not so nice. Okay, Cage is pretty good, but unfortunately we can't actually cast it. Alright, let's just... I think we just want to have another dragon in play here. And yeah, let's attack. We've got 2, we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, so I can actually pump him once. But I'm not going to take any damage. Actually, maybe I just do. Oh no, I screwed up there. I can't actually cast it. Shucks, I didn't see my thorn. Alright, that's fine. So, we gotta hope he doesn't hit all his Narcomoebas here. We've got 7 minutes left on our clock here. Really, the only thing that's going to get us here is going to be a stick in the mud if he gets a whole bunch of Narcomoebas, and even then we can still shoot them down because we have 2 staffs. But and we are threatening lethal. So I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay, my opponent was just thinking, obviously, how I want to do things here. So we got a Narcomoeba. Yeah, he could just go nuts on us here. If he, I was gonna say, if he has another land, blue producing land, he actually has a Fate Stitcher, but he did one better. He brought in his own, another Bazaar. So we're just trying to avoid an exodus of Narcomoebas here, or an Alpha Strike from him too. Like, I don't know if he runs the haste guy in his deck. He does too. And he does have the ability to do it. I probably should do this while it's on the stack now. Yeah, I'm probably just going to start nuking these things right now. Yeah, pretty bad for me either way, because if he Alpha Strikes me here, I just die. think I have to do it. I don't want him to, yeah. I mean, we'll get the other Narcomoeba here, but... see what happens. I think he can do it and probably get damn close to killing me here. Yeah. So this is what he's doing. Couldn't respond. Yeah, we just die. Really unfortunate. Okay. I feel like we screwed that one up. We shouldn't have lost that one. Yeah, we'll bring in a Crucible. Probably not necessary, but in the right situation it could be very good against him. Now that was unfortuitous to have lost that particular game. I really felt like we had the tools to beat him, but you know, him playing that second Bazaar there was just, you know, he was able to go off on us. And of course us removing our sphere allowed him to do that, so allowed him to cast the Dread Return, which he otherwise wouldn't have been able to cast, but maybe we got a little greedy. In addition to that, I'm also feeling quite a bit of pressure on the clock here. This is my first time playing Dredge on this client, and I don't feel as comfortable navigating and looking in the graveyard, and so we're evidently stuck in flux here. Yes, we'd like to play first. Definite keep. The only thing I would trade out of this is, I'd love to have some level of protection with spheres and whatnot, but alright. I guess we'll do a turn to Forge Master. Doesn't really matter. Is he just going to do the old, okay. So he's got the Bazaar, lots of stuff in his hand. Alright. Grafdigger's Cage is good. I don't think I'm going to worry about Cage too much here right this turn. I think we just got to get the Construct into play. The Forge Master here. Next turn we'll play the Cage. Probably after we use the Forge Master, because that stops us from... Now, the question is what creature do we go and get here? And, you know, a Lodestone Golem may just be the best creature here. Hopefully he doesn't nuke our Construct. I mean, that's also a possibility here as well. Okay, so he's got the Chewer. He's going to take our Forge Master here, which is fine. Not great, but fine. 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can't quite get that into play. So we need to land here. And our opponent's drawing quite well. I suspect this game is going to be getting away from us here very quickly. Yeah. Sadly, we're going to have to plunk ourselves here. But at least if we're deploying threats, it's not a bad thing. Okay, another ingot chewer. Let's see if he targets my Triskelion, which he should be. So we got a lightning bolt out of the deal, which is not terrible. Come on, top deck. That is not what we're looking for. So we're in a pretty tough predicament here right now. He's got, he didn't even use his Bazaar that turn, oddly enough. So he's just, you know, pretty much got us at his mercy right now. If he gets, if he finds something for that ley line, we're in trouble. Best card we could draw right now would be a Chalice of the Void. I don't know if he runs Wismares or not, but Lodestone, nice draw. Fortunately, we got to plunk ourselves again here, but well worth it. And at least it's a threat, and it's a sphere, and very solid. So, all right, that's a good sign. That is not a good draw. Well, if we can get away with this turn here without him doing anything, I feel like we'll get there because his City of Brass is dealing damage, but he's tapping here. Okay, so we got the Chewer. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So close yet so far. Alright, draw. Soul Ring is not good here, but we'll take it. It's interesting my opponent is not Bazaring at the end of my turn. He's definitively not doing it. So, just gotta hope he doesn't get a Nature's Claim here. Okay. Threat. That is a threat. I will take it. Two hits from this thing and we'll be there. Okay, good news. Oh wow, okay. We've got 2, 4, 6. Yeah, we can definitely do it. 2, 4, 6, right? Yep. This is pretty good news. If we get this hit through, I think we're... Now that's a big if. Okay. Okay. You see, he's in a predicament now where he actually has to... I mean, the City of Brass are dealing him damage, and that is his avenue to being able to cast his removal spells right now. We are going to get to hit him for 1 with the staff no matter what we do, and then we're going to be able to kill him, hopefully, with the factory. And guys, this is one of the reasons why I really like Leyline of the Void. It's just, it's not easy to remove. You know, you can see they're much more artifact centered, you know, ancient grudges and that sort of thing. Like, if you're only running Nature's Claim to get rid of them, it's not nearly as good, because I think they're focused more on artifact removal. But what a grind for round 1.